The Land Before Time, the illustrated story. Chapter 4. Alone and Afraid. Littlefoot and Sarah were suddenly snatched up in midair by Littlefoot's mother. But they were safe only for a moment, because other cracks appeared in the ground and the earth continued to rip apart. As Sarah ran off to find her family, Littlefoot tried to stay close to her mother, but the steam gushing up from the jagged cracks in the ground, the noise, and the tumbling rocks terrified the herds. They crashed into each other and stumbled and fell, trying to escape the terrible earthquake. In the confusion, Littlefoot lost sight of his mother and found himself alone and frightened. The earthquake was coming to an end. With a few more bursts of steam and smoke and steam and a final shudder, the ground stopped trembling. As rain began to fall, Littlefoot vainly searched for his mother. "Mother! Mother, where are you?" he cried. Only the echo of his own voice came back to him. "Mother, Mother, where are you?" Then, beyond a huge boulder, he saw her on the cracked and smoking ground. She was lying on her side, breathing in deep, wheezing gasps. "Mother, what's wrong?" cried Littlefoot. "Get up!" His mother struggled to rise, but she was too weak. Sharptooth had wounded her after all. "Mother, please get up," pleaded Littlefoot. She tried again, but once more fell back. She looked at Littlefoot in great pity. She knew it was the end for her. "Dear Littlefoot," she whispered, "do you remember the way to the Great Valley?" "I guess so," answered Littlefoot. "But why do I have to know? You're gonna be with me." "Yes, Littlefoot, that's right," said his mother. "I will be with you all the way to the Great Valley, even if you can't see me." "That's silly," said Littlefoot. "I can always see you," cried Littlefoot. His mother smiled at him gently. "I'll be in your heart, Littlefoot," she said. "Let your heart guide you. It whispers, so listen carefully." His mother looked as if she were about to get up again, but she only raised her head and gazed into the distance. Then she lowered her long neck to the ground and was very still. "Mother," whispered Littlefoot, drawing close to her. "Mother?" But she did not answer. Littlefoot turned and walked away into the driving rain. At the top of a steep sandhill, Littlefoot stood with tears in his eyes. Making his way down the hill, he lost his balance and tumbled to the bottom, landing on an odd-looking spiked rock. "Hey!" the rock yelled. "Watch where you're falling." Littlefoot was so surprised that he fell off. Then he realized that the rock was a big old spiked turtle. The turtle came over to him and sniffed. My, he said. "You thinking about starting a river? What's the trouble? You can tell old Rooter." "It's not fair," Littlefoot wailed. She should have known better. She knew Sharptooth was dangerous. It's all my mother's fault. What am I going to do without her? Ruda looked at him kindly. Oh, I see. I see. Why did I wander so far from home? If I hadn't, we wouldn't have met. Sharptooth. It was not your fault, Ruda said gently. It was not your mother's fault. Now, you pay attention to old Ruda. It is nobody's fault. The great circle of life has a beginning and an end. But you see, not all of us arrive together at the end. But what will I do? I miss her so much. And you will always miss her, Ruda answered. But she will always be with you, as long as you remember what she taught you. And that goes to everyone out there who has lost a loved one. They will always be with you, as long as you remember what they taught you. In a way, you'll never be apart. My tummy hurts, Littlefoot said, with despair in his voice. That too will go in time, murmured Ruda. Then he snorted and lumbered away. The long neck was alone once more. He looked up, ready to cry again, but his eye caught something green and shimmering floating on the wind. He brushed away a tear to see better. It was the tree star his mother had given him. It hovered over his head, then floated to the ground, surrounding him with a warm, glowing light that made him feel good all over. He looked at the sky once more, and he saw a big cloud shaped just like his mother, and the wind and the rocks and trees formed themselves into words. Dear Littlefoot, they murmured, do you remember the way to the great valley? Littlefoot's heart swelled with joy. Ruda was right. His mother was still with him. They were bound together with a love that was stronger than death. Remember, continued the whispering voice, follow the bright circle past the great rock that looks like a long neck, and past the mountains that burn. And I'll be with you, even though you cannot see me. I will be in your heart, Littlefoot. Let your heart guide you. Remember, it whispers. Littlefoot placed the tree star on its head. He knew he wasn't really alone. With his head high, he marched on across the scattered landscape. A short while later, he saw someone up ahead. It was the little three-horned Sarah. He rushed up to her. "Hello," he cried. Glad to see her." "What do you want?" snapped Sarah. "Really? Wow. Kinda mean, Sarah. By the way, all he said was hello." Littlefoot was puzzled. Was she still angry at him? I don't know," he stammered. "Where are you going?" "I'm going to find my own kind," she answered. "They're on the other side of this canyon." "But you can't get to the other side from here," said Littlefoot. Sarah said, "Maybe you can't." Then she started down the steep side of the canyon. "Wait," cried Littlefoot. "I'm going to the Great Valley. We could help each other." Sarah was about to say that she didn't need any help when she slipped down into the darkness of the canyon. For a moment, Littlefoot was tempted to follow her. It was better than being alone, he thought. But he didn't. He could hear Sarah shouting up to him, "I'm going to find my sisters." Littlefoot turned sadly and walked toward the setting sun. Even with the tree star to comfort him, he started to cry again. He hadn't gone far when he came to a small pond. In its clear surface, he saw his own tearful face staring back at him. Suddenly, his face broke into 1,000 pieces as the water erupted in front of him. Stay tuned for Chapter 5. Peace out and see you next time. Bye!